What's up, everybody? Steve here. I hope you're doing well. Today, I want to talk about real estate and real estate negotiations. For one thing, if you're not in a rush to buy right now, I would say sit on the sidelines. If you guys need to buy something, just take your time buying and negotiate well, negotiate the right deal for you and your family. So recently, I don't know if you know, if you're new to the channel, but we just experienced a hurricane here, Hurricane Ian. And we lost both of our vehicles, and we knew that we needed to help a lot of other people, so we needed to get another SUV as quickly as possible. And anyway, we go out, and about 100,000 people lost vehicles allegedly that went underwater here in Southwest Florida. So there was a big crunch for inventory, and we found a Suburban. We met the sales rep there, and the guy was pretty cool and everything, but I was going back and forth negotiating, and I was like, look, if we don't get this number, I'm walking out of here. And sure enough, he's comes back from his manager. That's what they do. They sit down, they leave. I got to talk to my manager. They come back and forth, back and forth. Hate that shit, by the way. So he comes back and he's got a figure. I think it was like $2,000 more. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks for trying, and no problem. I'm headed over to the East Coast of Florida, and we'll go try to find something else. And he's like, oh, well, hold on. So he's just buying time. He's looking at his computer, and he's like, well, there's another one. It's not as nice. It's this, and there's another one that I have another dealer. And I'm like, dude, we want that one, that type, this and that. And if we can't get this deal, we're out. No big deal. And I was like, and I need it today or relatively soon. So anyway, I get up, start walking out, and I tell Jolie and the kids, I go, watch, he's going to come out by himself or with his manager, stop us and try to negotiate again. And they were like, yeah, whatever. So open up the door, go outside. And we get into my sister's car, and sure enough, he comes out with his manager and basically tried to renegotiate the deal. And we did. We put the deal together. I go back inside. We get it all buttoned up. Things are good. So anyway, we get the Suburban, and so we have one vehicle now. Things are great. And by this time, a couple weeks later, Jolie's sick and tired of driving me around. And I've been spending countless hours looking for a truck to replace my Raptor. And this coast is just depleted of inventory. So I was like, let's go to the East Coast of Florida. We went to Miami. I found a truck online that I wanted to look at. Go in. Same thing. This time, this sales rep is a dick. And I'm butting heads with him. And Jolie has to intervene between us because we're getting heated because I'm like, this dude's not even presenting my offer to the manager. So I was getting pissed about that. And he just didn't like my offer. And he's like, oh, maybe we can come down $500. And I was like, it's not working, dude. I was like, go present it. Anyway, he goes back and forth. I don't even think he went out there and presented anything to his manager, because he came back without a counteroffer. And I went back up. I try not to negotiate against myself, but I did. Just out of good faith, went up just a little bit. And I was like, if you don't present this, I'm walking out the door. So he goes, presents it, comes back, too far apart. And then I tell him to give me a piece of paper. And I put OTD, means out the door, in terms of like exactly after taxes, tag, title, all that kind of stuff. Out the door price. And I wrote it down and I signed it, and I said, this is it, you can present it. If he doesn't take this to the dollar amount, then we're out of here. And he leaves. About 5 minutes later, comes back, and sure enough, he's like, you got it. But he knew I was dead serious. He knew that I was not gonna just sit around and play this game anymore. I was like, this is it. This is my top that I'm willing to pay for this truck. Anyway, we got it. So it led me to reflect on a lot of negotiations that I've had over my lifetime, whether it's with people or pertaining to specific things or houses or real estate. And I've negotiated, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of deals over the years. in real estate for other people as well as myself. And the biggest takeaway, the biggest advantage that I would say that people have in a negotiation is the ability to walk away from it. And you could always revisit, is my point. I think that's my biggest point. Like, I even said to Jolie, if we didn't get the truck at that number and we were going to stay in Miami overnight anyway, I was like, you know, I can come back in the morning and let's see if he follows us outside if we didn't get that number. But I could always come back in that morning and drum up negotiations again. So when you have the ability to walk away from the deal, it provides you, for one thing, you're not going to be as emotionally tied to it. When you put that in your head and you go, this is my max price that I'm willing, here's my walkaway price, and leave it at that. And right now we're at the height. The real estate market is peaked and it's coming down. I think it's going to come down a hell of a lot more. And right now, if you're making offers and you do not have to like get into something right away for you to live in, I would be making substantially less in terms of value compared to the asking price. I mean, substantially less, because I believe that our prices are probably going to go below pandemic or pre-pandemic prices because of everything that's happened with artificially low interest rates and quantitative easing and all the stimulus and everything else. And the last thing that you want to do is get into a property where you overpaid and you're upside down, especially if you're taking a mortgage on it, you're upside down on that mortgage. And if you got to sell it one day, you're going to have to cut a check at closing, or if you're forced to sell because of unforeseen circumstances like a job loss or whatever, you could be in a really bad shape. So you never want to be in an upside down position and you're forced to sell because you'll damage your credit and your future and your financial future on things. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I just want to throw this video out real quick because I think it's important. Negotiate the right deal for yourself and your family. See you guys in the next one.